So we're sitting today in lovely Elmira, New York, just finishing our equine assisted EMDR trainer with founder and originator of Equilateral or equine assisted EMDR, Sarah Jenkins from Arizona, and we appreciate her coming all this way. And we just like to take a few minutes to speak with Sarah about the importance of EMDR.
Sure.
And then we'll ask her a few more questions.
Sure. So, as you guys know, you've known me for a couple of years now. Let's kind of talk about the importance of EMDR. We know that EMDR is a frontline treatment for the treatment of PTSD. It is a treatment of choice for trauma and is one of the most well-researched trauma treatments out there, and it really helps people heal from stuff that they never thought they could heal from. And EMDR has changed people's lives in terms of being a modality that really heals trauma that people thought PTSD was untreatable. They thought they just had to live with it. You know, you work with the military, perfect example of a population that has been struggling for generations and didn't know that they could heal from this, what we used to, of course, once called shell shock. So because of that, as a treatment of choice, EMDR truly gives us the opportunity to help our first responders, for our folks who are returning from service, no matter what generation, to understand that the danger is over. And that's really the power of EMDR. PTSD is an issue of the fact that we don't know the danger is over. We don't know we can stand down. So we really teach the nervous system, hey, you know what? It's done. Because the limbic system, that part of the brain that really gets stuck in the trauma, doesn't respond to cognitive therapy. We've known that. We've talked about that in the past before. The talk therapy, while it can really do some front loading, it doesn't get to the limbic system where the stuff lives. So EMDR is definitely one of those frontline treatments in trauma, and you've been doing EMDR for a long time, and you're very aware of that, and it's really nice to remind folks of that.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So the question begs to be asked, of course, why use a horse? Why don't we just do this in an office setting?
Why do we use horses in the first place, right? And so that's one of the primary questions I get all the time. So think about the symbolism of the horse, just from a military perspective. Think about how the horse has been a partner to our folks who were in the trenches, literally, for generations. So the war horse is a horse that has been a symbol for our military for a long time. So let's look at that just in terms of the symbolism of it. They've walked through really dangerous situations with us. So let's look at EMDR. When we look at EMDR, and we really want our folks who are healing their PTSD to really get that the danger is over, when we're doing work in office, sometimes it's really hard when they're in the office to really have what we call dual attention, where I've got one foot in the present and one foot in the past. And what that really means is my entire self has to know that it's a memory that I'm working on. So in the most complex of traumas, not everybody gets that. It's not, when we're really working on memories, sometimes people really feel like they're reliving these things. And your military folks, I bet there's plenty of opportunities and moments where they're probably hearing this and thinking, oh yeah, I know that. Oh, that doesn't feel over. I can't stand down. This really still feels like it's happening. So if you put someone that's got that rev in office, as therapists in office, you better have a grab bag of creative tools to really help them know that the danger is over. So the problem is that those tools often don't work because the nervous system, like I talked about, is still activated. So here's where we bring in the horse. Not only about the fact that they're a symbol of walking with man through most challenging of places, they are a big symbol, often miniature symbols if you got a miniature horse, but they are an amazing symbol of the danger is over. So if we're working on a memory and really processing, trying to help the nervous system settle down, if we can have a horse present, that really, not only just the horse present, but the relationship with the horse. The relationship with the horse is key, activating what Porges calls the social engagement system of our clients, that system within us that wants to connect. That often is the very first thing that when we have trauma that we go to, is that social engagement system. I want to connect. But if there's been PTSD that's unhealed, often clients don't feel safe in office. So we're asking them to work on really deep stuff. And our military folks who, have you been there before? Do you get what this was like for me? And not in a disrespectful way, but do you get me? And how important that is. So we're asking these folks, these humans, to trust other humans, and yet humans have been the danger, especially on the front line.
Right.
So the horse has already got kind of, it's kind of a little more free and clear. There's not much baggage. Unless there's been an equine incident, there's a lot less baggage with the horse. They're more able to trust the horse to hold space for them. Okay, so why not a dog? Why not a cat? Why not a duck?
Right.
Okay,
Right.
right. Why don't we do? So all jokes aside, animal-assisted therapy overall is extremely important. But what's really powerful about the horse is a prey animal. So horses, as you know as an equine specialist, this is why you're extremely important as part of this. We know as equine professionals and equine specialists is the horses really are so intuitive and they pick up and watch everything. They're constantly checking the environment for danger. Something happens, they're ready. Well, can you describe any of our military folks any better? I'm ready. Responsive, ready to go. And if I really think I'm going to stand down, I'm still getting prepared to ready somewhere. So our horses can teach our clients that you can still be alert and ready and yet not think the danger is still happening. Because a horse doesn't sit there and perseverate on, oh my gosh, are those horses going to do that? Is that plastic bag going to come jump at me anytime? They're just relaxed and ready. So to help folks stand down and be relaxed and ready is what our horses teach. So a lot of education about horsemanship, not about going to ride a horse, but about their dynamics and how they interact with each other, teaches folks how their nervous systems can be wired as well to stand down, and it's okay. And so that's really what treating PTSD with horses and with EMDR combined really does, and why it's really important to have the horse as part of it. Now, I find in my practice, yes, I can get things done with EMDR as a standalone treatment. I can. But the efficiency, the attachment relationship that I get seen, you guys see it all
Major.
the time. Major. I mean, what do you see in terms of the attachment with horses? What happens with your clients?
Yeah. They're bonding, they're happy, they're calming down, they're connecting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so if we were in office, we would be depending on that client to see the therapist as being a safe place. Just assumption, like just because I'm a therapist doesn't mean I'm going to feel safe to the client. But the horse can be the co-therapist in enabling that attachment relationship to build. And so that's part of why I really ask folks to consider equine assisted EMDR, because I bring the horse into my most challenging cases. And if I've got really challenging cases, of which you guys do, I do, I'm bringing in the horse because that is my best way to provide a comprehensive treatment using EMDR. We're still doing EMDR as it is, but we're consciously, mindfully bringing the horse in, and the horses can really show us a lot of really powerful moments for our clients.
Great.
So I hope that kind of gives you a
That's
description.
great.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much for your time. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
It's a pleasure as always.